is clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake
Music
up
licensing reimagined.
in the field, man of the town. You've been in your fields. I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty. Either that or your tragedy. We shutting everything down. I've been hot like somebody put a candle on them. Off top, I don't really stand opponents. This mine. The moment is run out and start a bunch of pandemonium. More game, I got some. The skill is bar one. Y'all done. The game in the coffin. Referee screen recipe. So think twice if you next to me. It's West. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring. You know what I mean.
Artlist.io.
I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, I'm champion. It's our repetition, I'm stacking these trophies. I'm good with addition, I spit like a pastor, I gave you the vision. Up early morning, enough for the sleep in my life is
Music
a dream,
licensing reimagined.
Haters get livid, my pocket's Pacific, that's deep if you get it. So Tempur-Pedic, I sleep on the critics. Don't feel like competing, I'm hearing these crickets. Whoa, let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Coming to the den with a lion, I'm gon' pounce. Know I've been a king for a while. Got a ring and a crown. That's the bling with the blow. What the team is about. Champions. You can tell by the ambience of this sound. Referee screen, rest in peace. And think twice if you never see me. Just no doubt. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring. You know what I mean.
Artlist.io.
If you talking and talking me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right. This ain't no regular thing. I came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team.
Music licensing reimagined.
I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome in from the Channel 9 studio. This is Sports Chat with Mr. 33. I am he, Mr. 33. And what we do on every Monday, we go right back to recap what exactly happened on Monday Night Raw tonight. So as we know, Monday Night Raw this is the last Raw before Survivor Series War Games. And so with that theme in mind, we had Roman Reigns come down to the ring to start the show. He came down, he asked for his acknowledgement, he had got it. And then Cody Rhodes comes out and wants to have a conversation. Then, they're talking about we've been together, we've been in this war. You just coming out, Johnny come lately type scenarios. He's like, I'm not really doing this for you guys. I'm doing this, my cousins and, division. I can't stand them. And as soon as he say that, lay low, what's going on? As soon as he says that, CM Punk comes out. He comes and teases Cody, talking about you welcoming this guy to the team. Who said this is your team? And then, Roman's like, I don't really care about none of that. I don't like you and I don't like you. But I don't like Vision even more. So that's my promise to you guys. Like, I can't stand those guys. So I'm just telling y'all, I'm in this to fight them. And when I fight them, we straight. And then he goes on and say, well, seeing that we speaking truths around here, that belt would look better on my shoulder. And he drops the mic, leave the ring. So the champs are looking at each other because y'all know CM Punk is the Raw champ. Cody is the SmackDown champ. And you're like, who you talking to? Killer Soki, what's going on? And he's like, y'all go ahead and figure that out. And then he walks off, So he got the Punk like, well, he talking to you, Cody, because he can't be talking to me. So, we left that where it was at. Then we go into the Last Time Is Now tournament between Carmelo Hayes and Gunther. Now, I knew. You good. Don't worry about it. So, Realist, what's going on with it? So after Roman telling everybody, yo, that belt looked good on me, we start the last time is now match between Gunther versus Carmelo Hayes. Uh, I don't know what it is with these young guys, but they try to get. Nah, I was just talking about Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns was telling he was putting that warning out to Punk and Cody, like, yo, that belt look good on my shoulder. But I ain't gonna mess with y'all right now because I hate the vision more than I hate the both of you. But that belt do look good on me. I'm just telling y'all. Well, he just said the belt looked good on me, dropped the mic and walked out. They're like, yo, who you talking to? And he's like, you guys figure that out. And he just walked out the ring. So he putting a notice out there. So now we're going to the Gunther match versus Carmelo Hayes. Uh, Carmelo's try to go chop for chop with Gunther. I don't know. I guess he didn't see last week with Javon Evans, but Gunther got Gunther got with that. Yeah. So after that, he tried to power bomb, but they both got knocked out the ring. Then we come back. Carmelo's having a little. He's getting a little advantage here. Pinning Gunther, hitting him with the I can't miss move, all these other things. But Gunther gets up. He's like, all right, let me stop playing with this dude. Uh, Gunther puts him in a sleeper hole. Carmelo, using his last strength, get up out of that. And then after he got out the sleeper hole, Gunther just power bombs him. Gets a 3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you going chop with him? Like, you was wilding. But after he got out that sleeper hole, Gunther hit him with a power bomb, get the 3 count. So Gunther defeats Carmelo Hayes, and he advances in the last time is now tournament. So good win for Gunther. Carmelo did have a good match. He fought. Like I say, he fought. Like it wasn't like the Javon Evans, right? It was more, Carmelo was using a little bit of smarts and speed, where Javon was just using the speed, but it wasn't enough. Gunther caught up to him, dropped him. Then we had Dirty Dom had to talk about his match at Survivor Series, and he talked about I just love the wrestling. I love the whole thing from beginning to end. That's my favorite character. So Dom comes in. Yeah, I think he gonna win it too, realist. I really do. So Dom is like, yo, I ain't gonna play with Cena. I'm gonna do this, that, and third to him. And then John Cena music comes on, and it's like a little short dude. A little short dude came out there, act like he John Cena with the face cloth and everything. So I'm like, yo, these dudes is bugging right now. So the dude comes in, he like, yo, so this is Dirty Dom. Like, yo, I should drop you where you at right now. He's like, yo, you ain't ready to see me because the champ is here. And then once he said that, Dom tried to whoop him. Dom was whooping dude. They say it was the cameraman. It was the cameraman, it's Stu the cameraman, right? But then after he whoops him, Rey Mysterio comes out. Rey Mysterio comes out. It stop the nonsense. And appreciate you. And then after that, uh, after he kicks him out, we get into the match. JD McDonough versus Rey Mysterio. And then, the Judgment Day comes out after all of that. Ray was doing what he can. That Ray do what he do. Then JD got real slick, caught him with Spanish Fly. Then they going back and forth. Then Ray get ready to set up the 619. He goes to the other side of the ropes. Finn Balor grabs him. He mushes Finn Balor. JD comes and he kicks his legs out under him, making JD put his head in Finn Balor's lap. Y'all already that was division, y'all. I ain't going no further. Anyway, so after he does that, Finn falls down. Ray hits the 619, gets the splash, gets the pin. Rey Mysterio defeats JD. So Dom looking crazy, he bad as hell. Y'all can't do this, that, a third. That whole thing was crazy. Then we get to the women's war game situation. The ladies in the jump in the ring. Becky, Nia, Lash, and the Kabuki Warriors. Everybody mad. Becky Lynch talking about Maxine Dupree, who's not even in the match. So they like, yo, you tripping right now. Then all of a sudden, Rhea music comes on, and then everybody comes out. They start fighting. All five of the girls is out there. They having a little brouhaha. Nia and her team gets kicked out. EO jumps on the top rope, does the moonsault on all of them. Becky runs away. She's like, yo, I'm sick of y'all. I can't deal with y'all. So everybody looked crazy. Becky left them. The Charlotte and them looking good. They standing in the ring, standing tall, looking like they won something. So that was the end of that segment. Then we go, oh man, this match was so sad. The second match between Penta and Solo. Solo had Solo had sole advantage of this thing. Penta tried to start off early. And as a little man looking face. This is crazy, but she just be looking crazy. But Penta, like I said, he comes out, he's doing head scissors, but he tried to do head scissors off the rail, and then Solo made a move, and then Penta injured his shoulder, like his shoulder area, and so they threw up the X's, and the match couldn't go on. Solo won the match because Penta couldn't go on, so he advances to the next round. Hopefully, Penta gets better. It looked like a shoulder injury. I'm not going to say if it was separated or it was broken. He was grabbing at his shoulder like he couldn't move his shoulder. The doctor stopped that match. So that was just the end of that match. But Solo does pick up the victory, and he advances in that tournament as well. Then we get to the main event. The main event was the Usos versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. This was for, to gain the advantage. Like, the team that wins, they go out, they get the first guy to come out or whatever the case may be. Right? So Drew and Drew was in the match in the beginning. The Usos looked like they do what they were doing for a second. Then Jimmy gets a tag. He starts to fight Drew. Then Logan Paul gets the match. He gets a tag. They start fighting. They scrapping. They doing whatever. Then all of a sudden, as they going at it, Braun Breaker comes out. Bronson Reed comes out. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk comes out. Everything is going on outside. Logan Paul is waiting for somebody to come back, and he's watching it. And then Jimmy comes in. He gets a small package. Like, not a small package, but the little roll-up package. You know how to get you hook the dude. Anyway, so Logan Paul gets the small package, get the pin up, gets a win. After that, they still beefing, they brawling. Roman music comes on, he comes down to the ring, and then he Superman punches everybody. He clears the ring out. Then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar Yo, realist, let me tell you what happened, right? So Brock Lesnar comes out, and Brock Lesnar comes to the ring, and Brock Lesnar, he slips and falls, going to the ring like he looked in. It just looked crazy. I don't know if he was drunk. I don't know if he was high. I don't know what he was doing, but he slipped. He fell, and it wasn't as bad as the Titus O'Neil. I don't know if y'all remember when Titus O'Neil was coming out of the Royal Rumble and he slid under the ring. It wasn't that bad. No. And then uh, he gets up. Gets himself together, go in the ring. They all start fighting now, and then then everything gets pulled apart. Referee, security, and all that. Yeah, man, you gonna see that clip, really? You gonna see the clip? You gonna see that clip, man? And when you see that clip, you gonna be like, "Yo, he looked crazy for." Like that. So I'm sitting there laughing like, yo, it can't go off like this. But sure enough, it went off after Brock got up and got in the ring. They separated him. I thought Brock was gonna go in there and clean out. They couldn't even do it. It's like they just say, yo, fuck it, we just gonna go off here because that was crazy. Like, nah. But that's how the show ended. It's real crazy. We did learn that next week, next Monday, oh shit, AJ Styles and oh god, Dragon Lee, they're gonna fight the New Day for the tag team championship. We did learn that. I think Maxine had the week off. I think she's gonna have a match next week. They spoke about those two in particular, and then we'll hear everything else after War Games. So those are the two matches that we definitely gonna hear about. I'm trying to see if I can pull up the last time is now situation with now that it's over, right? Because we know that Solo advance and we know that Gunther advance. We still waiting on Friday. So Friday we know that LA Knight is going to fight. Uh, we don't know who LA Knight gonna fight, and then Jay is gonna fight Rusev. So Gunther is going. So now we know that Gunther is going to fight Solo. We waiting to see what happens after the Jay fight because we down to the final four because of these injuries. It's just crazy. What do you say? Yo, not for nothing. I don't want to sound like I'm a Amazon lover. Like giant lover. But Lash and Nia, they kind of cute. Let me just say that they kind of cute. So it's super crazy. Um, but I'm like on some real stuff. I'm expecting big things from them. I don't know how long they're gonna last as a tag team. Um, but I like Lash when she was playing in the WNBA. I don't think a lot of people know she was in the WNBA before she became a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. So I've been following her for a minute now. And Nia gets a bad rap because they say she hard to work with. She did cause a couple injuries in the ring, things like that. But it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to work out with them. Are they going to get a shot at the Kabuki Warriors after this, or they might try to sabotage that match by throwing it? I don't know. Anything's possible when it comes to them two because they trying to win some gold. And right now, you know, Lash Legend, she's trying to make a name for herself. You know what I mean? Me personally, I thought she was in NXT a little bit too long because they was gonna make her look like they was actually making her look like Nia. That's why they had actually brought Nia down there so they could they was scrapping and fighting a couple times in NXT just to see if she's ready. And for them to team up after that was kind of crazy. But but it's understandable, because y'all got to remember last week she wasn't a heel, but she wasn't a babyface in NXT. This is a lot of people just ain't like her. So the fact that she came up there and teamed up with Nia, it was kind of cool. But I'm just waiting to see what happens after this because this is like her first. Well, not. I'm not gonna say an in ring. It's her. I'm not even gonna say her first pay per view because she was in Queen of the Queen of not Queen of the Ring. What the hell you call that? The Royal Rumble, the Rumble thing, Royal Rumble, the Girls Royal Rumble, and she did well in that match. So right now, I think they're just gonna have her and Nia just join the team. Uh, it's not too many tag teams out there, so we're gonna see what happens after that. But I think they're gonna look good. You know, and as far as I don't know what's gonna happen with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. I think they're gonna separate. I think they're gonna separate, and then Charlotte is gonna be heading. I think Charlotte and Jade Cargill is gonna have a feud coming up right after this for a little while. I think it's gonna last until Bianca come back. Once Bianca comes back, I think it's gonna be Jade and Bianca going towards like a WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber for the championship, one of those type of deals. But in the meantime, in between time, I just think that everybody's on standby to see what happens, right? Because Jade is Jade is looking at all the little weak people. She just tried to she tried to bully Michin. She fought B-Fab. She told Chelsea Green, say you the greatest again, see what happens to you. Chelsea dipped off. So she's like, there's no real competition for her there. You know what I mean? I don't think they want to put Nia in there yet to fight her. It would have been interesting to see if Jade and Lash would have clashed, but I think they're holding off on that because she just got there. So, you know, and as far as I don't know what they're gonna do with Rhea Ripley. Rhea just gonna be Rhea. I don't know what they're gonna do with Io unless Rhea and Io gonna be going for the tag team titles first and then going back and forth to fight Nia and uh Lash Legend. So everything is on the table when it comes to that. Now, as far as the guys, Roman already put his claim in. I don't care which one. The belt gonna look good on me regardless. And then, that don't mean he going to Raw. That don't mean he going to SmackDown. He's just telling y'all the belt look good on me regardless. So to me, that's like, all right, I'm putting my bid in for the Royal. The Royal. Is that the Royal Rumble? Yeah, the Royal Rumble to get a shot at one of these belts. So I'm gonna pay attention to that even after War Games. Um, I don't know what's going to happen with Jimmy. I think Jimmy going to have a decent run. I don't think they could put a belt on him because I think he's going to take paternity leave. I think he's going to sit out and enjoy his time with his wife and the new baby when that baby is born. So I can't see them putting a belt on him or making him have a hell of a run like number one contender for any other of the smaller belts, the U.S. belt, the Intercontinental. I don't see none of that. I don't even see him and Jay being a tag team. That's a momentary thing. I think he just rocking out until that baby is born and then he dipping off. Now Jay, I don't know what they're gonna do with Jay. Like he just running out of gimmicks. He can't fight Punk anymore. He can't fight Cody. He don't really have he's not really chasing the vision. I don't know. Now the only thing I could see if LA Knight wins the tournament and then him and Jay fight for the Intercontinental belt, but I think he had that, or the U.S. belt, or whatever the hell that belt is down there. Whatever belt Cena got, but I don't see Jay trying to get that belt back because he had that belt and then he was the world champ. I don't see, yeah, and that's the thing, right? Once you get through, once you get through the Royal Rumble, there's a whole new storyline that's going to develop, right? So whoever wins, they get to decide who's going to do what, and then I think the Elimination Chamber that's going to lead to another belt, which was going to lead all of that to a WrestleMania moment, right? We know who's going to fight that over for one belt, and we know who's going to fight for the other belt because those are going to be determined in the pay-per-views or the PLEs. That's what they call it now. So, but I don't know how this is going to work. I'm interested to see if somebody like Seth Rollins comes back, and if he comes back, is he going to fight the Vision? Is he going to fight for the belt? I want my belt back. I didn't lose. I just had to give it up. I want to see if I can, you know what I mean? I want my rematch. I should be the number one contender. All of that stuff occurs, right? So it's going to be interesting to see because we don't even know who the 30 participants are going to be in the Royal Rumble. I might be skipping ahead of time, but we'll predict the winners of the War Games and Survivor Series matches on Friday. But I'm just looking forward because I'm trying to understand where this could possibly go. Because if there's any type of interference, any type of situations that occur in the match, you know what I mean? Like if Roman spears Cody and they lose, will that lead to something? Or if the twins super kick Punk, will that lead to something? You know what I mean? We don't know where it's going to go. Uh, yeah, that's what I think that too. But I think because he did spear him, so he might come back. I don't see, I don't, let me tell you something. I love, I love Braun Breaker. I think personally, I think Braun Breaker should be fighting Brock Lesnar. But because they all in the Paul Heyman stable, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Right? So, my 33 brother, what up, though? I see you in the rapture. But because they're all in that stable, I don't think that can happen. So we gotta wait to see that one. But if he do, I think he'll try to systematically break them down. Right? I don't, you know, I and if Logan Paul's still a part of that team after that, then Seth Rollins might try to do a Shield 2.0, but I don't know with who, right? But that's a possible storyline too, right? Seth comes back, brings some other people with him so he could fight the Vision, because that's the only reason why I can't see them not trying to fight for a belt, right? Because now their storyline is thinning out because you got them two. Nobody's fighting for belts. We at War Games right now. We don't know what's going to happen at Saturday night's main event. They may have a match there. It's so many different ways that this could go. Yet at the same time, they're not. You know what I mean? They it's like they're holding back from the story because they don't want to. They don't want to release the story too early. So I get it. It's gonna be crazy how that play out, right? Because even with that, like like right now, all the stars is on Raw. You got Punk, you got not Cody, you got Jay, you got Roman. I think Roman was on SmackDown for a hot second, but he's over here. Then you got LA Knight going from show to show. The only consistent person over there is Cody. That's why Cody's not really putting up title matches over there. I don't think he needs a belt either. I just think he just need to build a faction and just go ahead and get himself together and just try to take Paul Heyman out. I think that's going to be a storyline. Somebody going to try to get Paul Heyman because Paul Heyman is making a whole bunch of enemies. He already got Roman after him. He got Punk after him. Cody last week said, "Yo, every guy you bring up, I beat." So Paul, you trash. He like you trash. I'm paraphrasing. He's like you trashed me because everybody you brought up, I don't care if it's he said AL Brock, the last time you lost to me and I beat you twice. I'm like, damn, he just shot that nigga down. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely gonna be interesting. That's why for me, I like to get through the PLEs because I'm like, yo, let me see what y'all trying to build up with the storyline because who knows, Roman might just disappear to the Royal Rumble after Survivor Series or War Games, whatever the hell you want to call this event. He might just disappear to the what you call it, and he might get a little bit. He might get a little bit of damage, and then come back in January after the. Or is it going to be February this year? I don't know which month the Rumble's going to be in, but it's going to be one of those type of things. And like, damn, he's back. Because they're not just going, unless he gets to the tournament, getting elimination chamber if he don't win the Royal Rumble, and see how they go with that. So it's a lot of different ways to look at this. And then we got some other people that may be on the way back, right? We might see Jacob Fatu come in after the Rumble because he's been out for a little bit because we still trying to figure out who whipped him. On SmackDown, everybody's saying it's Drew, but we're going to find out. Because he might say it was somebody like, I can't say Sami Zayn. I don't know who else it could be unless it was Tala Tonga or one of them type of, like, it's very hard because we don't know who else was a number one contender for Cody's belt. Right? It was just Drew, unless they're gonna say it was Randy Orton. You see what I'm saying? There's so many different ways they can spin SmackDown's situation. So, we on the lookout for it, right? It may be Randy Orton coming back at the Rumble or one of those type of events. Shit, Randy Orton might come back during War Games, like after the fact. You know what I mean? Who knows? But it's just it's hard. It's hard to figure it out because they just putting this event together. They just throwing this team together, right? We know Jay and Jimmy, they know how to work together. We know Roman, Jay, and Jimmy know how to work together. They've been working together the past 3 years at Survivor Series / War Games. They've been a part of it the past 3 years. And we know that Punk worked with them last year. And Cody, they just added Cody because he was there that day or whatever. Division, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed almost killed himself last year doing the War Games, jumping up the top rope, doing tsunamis and all that other stuff. So, and then, we got Braun Breaker. Was Braun Breaker in last year's? No, I don't know. I don't remember. No, he wasn't. Bronson Reed was. We know Drew has been a part of that match before. I don't think Logan Paul was ever a part of War Games. So they have a lot of, was Brock ever in a War Game? I don't think so. So they got a lot of inexperience with, because even with that, I know they won and they're going to have the advantage, but I could see Brock being last and coming and cleaning the house, and then Roman doing the same. It's like they tipping their hand early for War Games. Like, all right, Roman's gonna try to be last. They might fight in the cage. Like, I ain't going out, you go out. You go out. I ain't going out. I go out when I'm ready, or whatever the hell it is. It's gonna be kind of crazy to watch all of that. But like I said, I'll predict that match on Friday night because I'm having I'm not gonna say a war in my head to see who's gonna win and how it's gonna go, but I'm having many different views of it as that go along. Same thing with the girls, right? I don't know who's going. I think it's gonna go well, but somebody gonna do something crazy, like the way they keep talking about Charlotte don't trust Rhea. She might chop Rhea by accident, and they'll start fighting. Who knows? Like they got so many opportunities to spin it. But I need this to get over. I need this to get over, and I need John Cena's final match to get over. Because now they're going to have to focus on storylines after all of that. Right? Because even like now, we don't know if John Cena is going to lose the belt at a Survivor Series to Dirty Dom or at his last match. We don't know. Right? So I think they're so focused on how to give John a send-off that they're not really we're just gonna throw this event together, but we're gonna have big names so we can get the people to pay the $30 for ESPN PLE. So it's so many different ways to view it. There's so many different ways to observe it, and for the most part, it's going to be interesting. But like I said, we got Jay fighting on Friday. I mean, we got I think Jay's supposed to fight Friday. And I I don't even know how it goes. And then we're gonna have that. We're gonna have the traditional Survivor Series mode between the MFTs and Shinsuke Nakamura, DIY, Ray Phoenix, and Sami Zayn. So that match is gonna happen on Friday as well. So I think we got two more matches of the you can't the last time is now tournament, and then we have that match as well on SmackDown on Friday. They got to get. I'm hoping so. I don't. The way you know. Here's the thing, right, realist? When you want to believe, you want to see John Cena leave. I want to see John Cena leave with a victory, right? I don't want him to lose his last match ever because it's like, I mean, it makes sense in a way because that's the same way he came in. He lost to Kurt Angle his first match. I don't think he wants to lose personally. Having your first match lost and your last match lost, I think you want to go out on top, right? Every great athlete want to win their championship or win a Super Bowl or something like that as their last memory, going off on a victory, right? So I can't see if they're gonna I can't see them not doing that, but it's possible. I just don't see it. And like I said, he has the Intercontinental Championship, so it'll be crazy for him to defeat Dirty Dom and then go to Saturday night's main event and lose it to whoever's the tournament winner of the Last Man Is Now thing, right? It would be crazy if that happened. I'm like, damn, y'all did all this just for this man to lose his last match? Y'all on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But that would be a very weird for me. That'll be nonsensical to it makes no sense for him to lose with the belt at his last match. That's just me though. But I just can't see it. But it's possible, right? But after that, they're gonna have to focus on the storylines. They're gonna have to, well, not even because the Royal Rumble is gonna be the Royal Rumble. There is no storyline. It's 30 people fighting for a belt, so they can drag this all the way into the Royal Rumble. But if it's in February, that's a hell of a long time from December 13th all the way to the Royal Rumble. So I'm just trying to see how long this could last, unless somebody loses the belt. I don't know if Punk would lose the belt before any of these events. I don't. Cody ain't even fight nobody for him to lose the belt. Like I said, the only way he can lose that belt is somebody like Randy Orton comes over there and I'll challenge you to a match. But every time Randy's been in the last few matches, he's been losing his matches for the championship. He lost to Gunther. I think he fought Cody before and lost not too long ago. So I don't really know how it's going to mesh or match out, but something has to give because they have to, like I said, they have storylines. Like Street Profits ain't been there. Is this going to make Carmelo? Not Carmelo. It's going to make Montez Ford. Is he going to get his first shot at the Royal Rumble? You see what I'm saying? It's a lot that's not even being spoken about, right? Profits ain't been fighting. Jacob is still injured. You know what I mean? The Wyatt Six ain't been there in a while. We don't know what the hell's going on, but we thinking all this time the MFT is gonna fight the Wyatt Six. That's gonna be the Survivor Series / War Game match. That's not even the match. They having an old school Survivor Series with a made up team that just came together because they got tired of the MFTs beating them up. You see what I'm saying? So we don't know exactly what's going on, and who knows? They might. Who knows? They might. I wouldn't be surprised if they say, you know what? They don't even have that match at Friday. The Wyatt Six come up and they'll fight everybody that sat. They'll make that a match the next day. You know what I'm saying? Because they just have a funny way of making these matches just come out of the clear blue sky. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we continuously watch, because we're not understanding the storylines, one, and they're not making it clear enough for us. Not like we can't miss a day, because if we miss a day, we're gonna miss something. Like I know whoever missed Raw tonight, they missed that funny ass fall Brock Lesnar. I know Brock was embarrassed. Brock has been embarrassed. Let me say this real quick. Brock Lesnar has been embarrassing himself. Yeah, they trying to because they really, they still a tag team champions. They ain't fought like 2 months, but they still tag team champions. How the hell is like how they have the same matches all the time. They got I can't vibe with them either, right? Because you see, all right, you got DIY. They still fighting. They fighting. Who did they just fought? Oh my god, who did they Fraxium? They ripped the man's luchador mask off his face, right? Fraxium. Like I said, the Prophets ain't been fighting. The Motor City Machine Guns, they over there fighting the MFTs. The MFTs act like they want to fight the Y6 for the belt. Then you got Tonga Loa act like he want the US belt. He want to go out there and jump on Dragunov. So that's what I'm saying. It's just so all over the place. But these teams those teams were made to fight each other. That's why they wearing the little dead president mask on their face. Yeah, matter of fact, that the a couple of the Wyatt Six is gonna be fighting in AAA. One of the luchador match in AAA in a couple December 20th. I seen that on AAA. That was Saturday night. So yeah, so I don't know what they're trying to do with them. They all over the place. That's like Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is supposed to be the champion SmackDown, and she's supposed to be NXT mixed champion over the AAA mixed champion. They got them all over the place. This is what I'm saying. When you got all of these things, that's the last time I saw Otis fight. Matter of fact, Otis was in AAA, like a battle royal with Omos. Look, we ain't seen Omos in WWE in like forever, but we see him in AAA fighting with a little dude, like a small person. I'm like, y'all wild because he's 7'7". The little person was like 360. Like he looks smaller than Hornswoggle. I'm like, yo, y'all tripping for just even do that. That's why we talk about going midgets and stuff like that. I thought about that, like, yo, y'all wilding because that was really was about to happen over there at AAA. But but the point of it is they have a lot of these guys all over the place. Like Dirty Dom is still the champ in AAA. You know what I'm saying? He lost his belt to Cena, but he's still a AAA champ over there. So I'm like, yo, y'all got all these people doing all this. I don't know how this works, but like I said, they really have to figure out, what they get ready to do as far as, making it stretch out to next year. Because after that, I don't think there's gonna be like I think all of the Raws and the SmackDowns is gonna be preemptive for the Christmas break. So they might have in-house matches that they'll put on TV for the next that last 2 weeks of the year. Christmas, New Year's, that break. So I don't see no titles changing hands at that particular time. You might see it and like it might be a little dull and boring, Christmas and New Year's. Because like I said, a lot of those guys, this ain't this ain't WWF. This ain't when, they was fighting 300 days, 330 days a year, running all over the country and still wrestling and losing belts and by Christmas and Thanksgiving. It ain't that. You know what I mean? It's a different time. They respecting these guys' time and energy. Like we see people, they missing months at a time. Let alone the holidays, they're not going to show up. So, like I said, it's going to be interesting going forward with that. Like I said, like we see the women's champs. And Nikki Bella's getting ready to fight for the belt against Stephanie Valkyria at a Survivor Series / War Game. Like I said, we'll have those. I'll predict those matches on Friday. But yeah, it's a lot to think about. It's a lot to try to figure out within the next 4 or 5 days. Um, like I said, I don't, I don't even know how. Like I said, I don't know how to judge it because it's going to be crazy at the end of the day. Why am I? Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Because of that, we don't know. I can't remember one match of the. I think I don't even know the last person she fought. It was like a couple of weeks ago, though. I do know that. I know it was that short of a time. But that's the lady that does the devil kiss and all that other crazy stuff. So, but who did I think? Matter of fact, she fought the last match I remember her fighting was Io, because her and Io was fighting because Naomi dropped the belt, and because Naomi dropped the belt and Io was supposed to fight Naomi. Uh, I mean, that's the thing too. Will is like she been in these little awkward matches against Raquel and Roxanne Perez, and we like, yo, that's not hitting. You know what I mean? That's not hitting at all. And so with that, it was like, and then that's when Nikki Bella came and put her hands on her and punished her for doing all that other stuff. So, but her matches is not but she was I can't describe it. Like word, he follows her a little bit more. Like I'm like I get it because like Raw had a habit back then of pushing the NXT girls, right? Because if you see Lyra Valkyria, she was pushed. She just got to Raw, and then Stephanie Valkyria was pushed. She just got to Raw. They both came from NXT. So I'm like, damn, how y'all pushing these girls like that, and these other girls ain't even getting no type of push. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's different. But that's what they was doing. So I'm like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like I said, because it wasn't even supposed to be Stephanie Valkyria. It was supposed to have been Io versus Naomi, but she was pregnant, so she dropped the belt. So they just said, we just gonna let Stephanie fight. Because I guess they got tired of Rhea and Io. And there was like really nobody else there because they had a little tournament. I think Stephanie won that tournament to get to or was it I don't remember. I just know Io was the number one contender, and then Stephanie took that spot, and then they fought, and Stephanie won that match. So I'm like, damn, that's kind of quick, but okay. So that was just crazy, but she was just the newcomer. They was just the newcomers that came from NXT, so they gave him the belts. Like Lyra was the first one to hold that other what was that the U.S. belt, the women's U.S. belt, and then she was a tag team champion with Bayley. That's when what's the girl we were just talking about? Oh God, Becky Lynch came and took Bayley's place after Bayley snuffed her, knocked out. I mean, Becky took Bayley out, lost the belt, and then Becky won that belt from her. So she's been like on a binge lately. So now her and Bayley's trying to be best of friends type of scenario. So I'm like, damn, that was that's different, but okay. So it was just so many different things going on at that time. I'm like, wow, they straight tripping. But yeah, we have to pay attention. That's what I'm saying. We got to pay attention because it's so many different things happening at one time as far as the WWE. But I feel if I don't pay attention, I don't get the storyline. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about AEW because like I said, AEW they pay per views be crazy. They be having some slamming pay per views. People going through tables, thumbtacks, fire tables, like old Mick Foley matches. Because they feel like they ain't got no choice over there. They're trying to keep up with the WWE. So the pay per views is their best things. So they like we gonna go all out in the pay per views. and then, hopefully people will follow us to a regular match. I try to get into it, but I'm like, damn, I can't get into it because I don't even understand who this person is, why they don't like that person. Right? You come in, you got to really catch up to why they don't why that person don't like that person, and so on and so forth. And like, yo, that's crazy. But yeah, it's just different when you coming into a middle of a thing. That's how I feel about AEW. Like even TNA, I try to follow TNA. I don't even know what's going on. All I know is uh the dude won the belt back from Trick Williams, and now Open Family ready to fight him and go back and forth with that. Yeah, I agree with that. That's what I'm saying. They the selling point, but as soon as you go to like 4 weeks without them having it, you get lost in the story because it's like, what the hell are they talking about? You know what I'm saying? It's just different. So I'm like, damn, I don't be following it, so I can't. I be trying to understand the story. I can't. I'll be like, damn, I missed the whole storyline. Why is the Hurt Syndicate after this dude? You know what I mean? Like I remember, like I was just trying to watch it, right? Like a couple of months ago, MJF was trying to join the Hurt Syndicate. He gets there, then all of a sudden I don't watch it. Then all of a sudden he's out of the Hurt Syndicate. I'm like, God damn, he just got there. How they kick him out already? You see what I'm saying? But because I didn't watch it, I don't even know where he's at right now. MJF. This is what I'm saying because I didn't follow all the way through. I don't know what the hell they doing. I don't know what those matches is. I don't know nothing. So I'm like, damn, I'm lost in the sauce. AEW, and TNA. Like matter of fact, ain't I think Samoa Joe is the champ in AEW? Ain't he the champ? I didn't even know he was. I just seen him, and then I seen him with like blood on his face. He just won a championship over there. Like damn, Samoa Joe, you was going for a minute. That's my point, realist. That's my point right there. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to remember what the hell happened, and I don't even know what happened. And that's exactly my point. I try to keep up. Like, yo, I don't even know how this dude even got a shot at the championship. But Samoa Joe is a champion over there. I'm like, damn, I didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, he the champ. John Moxley over there, he trying to burn people up, literally. He try to put thumbtacks in people's noses. What the hell are y'all doing over here? But sure enough, this is what I'm saying. Trying to follow those storylines over there, I can't. And I like if I miss a show, I just feel like I miss a whole storyline just on one show. And I'll be like, I can't follow like that. I don't be knowing what to be going on. So, and then, like I said, TNA, last match I saw in TNA was Dudley's versus Hardy's. That was like a couple, like I want to say around Halloween. Was that Halloween Havoc? I think it was Halloween Havoc. That was like their last match. And after that, and then I know Joe Hendry's on his way to WWE. So everybody else, I don't remember who's doing what over there. Is that me not paying attention over there? Probably so. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what happened. Like they had to, you know, I think because they got what's her name? Mercedes the former Sasha Banks. They got her rocking like 85,000 belts, and then when Jade was there, they wouldn't let her get one. I'm like, that don't even make sense because I know Jade was over there trying to kill over there. Even when Cody was over there, and she was beefing with Cody's wife for real. Like I don't like I don't even know. Like that's before Jade came to the WWE. So I'm like, damn, I don't know what the hell happened with that. So you know, it's hard. Like I don't think people really understand it when you watching these type of situations. Like it's just like watching. They say it's like watching something like Power. If you miss an episode, you could miss the whole emphasis of the show. But you got to be on it. Like they switch up so much power. It's like damn. Look what happened to Ghost. I thought Ghost was a part of the show. Now it's just Tommy and the son and man, like I done missed a whole bunch, huh? And that's the thing. Yeah, I wanted to do the same thing, but I'm like, yo, what's the point of catching up with it? Because if I go too far back, I'm gonna miss what's happening forward. Like, damn, Hurt Syndicate was a champ, now they not. Boxley was a champ, now they not. Cesaro, well, his name ain't Cesaro, but Cesaro was a part of the group. Now he on his own fighting this person. What happened? What did I miss? Did Moxley tell him to go fight? Like we don't, like I don't be really understand what the story is behind a bunch of those matches. See, now they're gonna do a whole thing just to show that. But I thought Ghost wasn't dead. You see what I'm saying? It's stories like that, and they do this in wrestling a lot, right? It's like, wait a minute, I thought he, and then sure enough, here comes you're gonna have, like I said, they're gonna do that with Randy Orton. Randy Orton just popped out. He came out of nowhere. Drew kicked him in the face, and now he's missing in action. Then he come back. Like, is he gonna be mad at Cody? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did that happen? Him and Cody was rocking. But as soon as Drew McIntyre kicked him in the head, he won't fight Cody. Like, how does that make sense? That's what they do a lot in the AEW, and I'm like, yo, I don't even know how we even turned that story over like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be different. Right. See what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. They have people in and out of those shows so much. Like I said, you got Randy Orton out on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu is out on SmackDown. We just saw what's the name? Tama Tonga come back. Yeah. Now they trying to push him against the Dragunov dude for the US belt. But he just got back. I'm like, he just got there. We don't even know if he improved in wrestling or nothing, because I used to think he was trash. Like every time he get in a match, he missed the mark. He don't be hitting people. Like, how you gonna fight for a championship? He ain't ready. So I'm telling you, it's different. But I see that on AEW all the time. So I'm like, damn, I don't know how to follow this. So that's why, I can't really get into it because I don't watch it enough. And I think that hurts me more than anything. Because I'm like, I must have missed a whole bunch of that. So, I'll be like, damn, I missed that whole segment. My bad. Look, I don't be knowing. So, so it's like I said, for me, it's difficult to catch up with that type of show, stuff like that. But I try to be partial. Even though WWE has been on a whole lot longer, but I know some of those guys is over there. Like last thing I remember, like where the hell is Christian? Where's Christian on AEW? Him and Edge was fighting, then he disappeared. Like I said, I was trying to catch up with that. I don't even know what's happening over there. That's what I'm saying. So I can't really. That's what I said. If I miss one little thing, it just throws my whole game off. I'm like, damn, I missed that whole thing like that. But sure enough, I be missing it. So I don't know what to do with that. But it's hard. You know what I mean? It's hard. Trying to get with the newcomers, the TNA, not the TNA. What's the other one? The Ring of Honor and all these other side like independent wrestling alliances. I don't be having a clue what be going on with them, so I be lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? But but as far as WWE, I gotta stay tuned and stay up to date with that because, like I said, we might find out Joe Henry might be the replacement for what's the dude name that lost? Sheamus. Sheamus, he won, but he got injured. I don't know who else they're gonna add to this. You know what I mean? So it's more about the storytelling for the rest of those guys, the AEWs and stuff like that. Because even TNA, I could catch up TNA quicker because a lot of those TNA guys they be fighting on NXT. So I like, damn, I can catch up with them. Okay, Ricky Saints is a champ for TNA. He just got the belt from Trick Williams. Trick Williams is rocking both. Kalani Jordan is rocking for NXT for the women and TNA. So I could catch up with that a whole lot quicker, right? But I can't. The crazy part is I thought they were gonna let Sheamus win, and Sheamus fight Cena at the end, get the belt. That would have been something different too. You know what I mean? All right, damn, you sent Cena off with a loss, but Sheamus now is a Grand Slam champion because he never held the Intercontinental Championship. So that would have been kind of crazy. You know, it might have upset everybody, but it would have looked Sheamus would have looked good because damn, he won the Intercontinental belt finally. But he won it off of somebody old school that he used to fight back in the days. That storyline would have been understood as well. But that's what I'm saying. It was so many ways to look at it. But now the fact that a lot of people's getting injured, like tonight, Pitta got injured, so Solo automatically advances to the next round. See what I'm saying? Like I said, hopefully Pitta gets healthy. You know, that was the sad part about Raw tonight. You know, I was joking about Brock falling down, but that was sad because he was trying to do a move and he hit the barricade through his whole shoulder. He injured himself in his shoulder area. I don't know if it was separated. I don't know if I don't know, but he could. Referee stopped the fight, or the doctor stopped him. Like, nah, he can't go on. They threw up the X. It was over. Like, all right, well, due to that, Solo advances. Like, damn, Solo, you just got a little quick, sneaky one. You ain't even had to work too much. On to the next one. So, you know, but a lot of these injuries that's occurring, like even with Seth Rollins, like that Seth Rollins injury, it threw the whole thing off, right? Because it was like, damn. Because Seth would have led this group into a war games with no ifs, ands, or buts. Because they wasn't really beefing with Seth. You know what I'm saying? They was like, all right, Seth is running the group, but then, you know, once he said what he said and his shoulder got hurt, I had a bum shoulder and I didn't need Breaker. I didn't need Bronson Reed. And then he knew he was going out. They're like, all right, yo, y'all turn on me. Make it look interesting. That's what they did. But now that happened, it's not even interesting no more because they're like really irrelevant. Like, I don't want to say irrelevant, but they're not even making the noise that they were trying to make with the group. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, we didn't expect it either. But, you know, we was hearing about Seth having a shoulder problem. So it's like, damn, they got to turn on him because he got to drop the belt. And that's why, like, see, he was going to drop the belt. We would have figured a way out, even on that show. Like, but y'all made it impossible to go that route. So now I got to do a tournament. I got to do a tournament to see who's the number one contender. And that's how, you know, Punk gets in there. LA Knight, you know, they had that little tournament, LA Knight and this, that. And then they had the triple threat match at, was that main event? I think it was main event. You know what I'm saying? So it was so many different ways to view it. It was like, damn, that's kind of crazy. But even after that, like I said, Seth got hurt. On SmackDown, we had get hurt. That's why Drew McIntyre got that title match against Cody. That was Saturday night's main event because Drew and Jacob was supposed to fight for that number one contender, but Jacob was hurt, and so they made it seem like somebody attacked him in the back and all of that. So that was their way out. All right, well, Drew, you're the number one contendership because you can't fight him because he's injured. That's why they like Drew did it. He's like, I ain't touch him, you know, I ain't touch him. And now we still waiting to see. We only gonna find out like how we found out who tore Jade up because Jade came in Elimination Chamber and whooped Naomi. She whooped Naomi down. Like, I'm like, oh my God. So I think that's what Jacob is getting ready to do whenever he come back. It'll probably be around the same time. Oh, he coming back to Elimination Chamber. And then because they're gonna have to figure out who did what. It's gonna be different way. Yeah, he's been doing this for a long time too, man. He's like he's sneaking up to like 15 years in WWE too, right? Punk was over there that time. Cena was over. That's why I ain't fighting Cena. I'm tired of fighting Cena. That's what I said. There was only a few of them that really actually could have fought Cena back then. Like even the Miz. We don't even remember that Miz beat John Cena at WrestleMania, even though that's what they talk about all the time. But you know how long ago that was? And that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of these guys been doing this for a long time. Like Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. That's what Brock was like, Super Brock, and they just took the belt from Kofi in like 2 seconds. But those guys been there a while. The Usos was fighting way back then. Naomi was was a funkadelic dancer and all of that. Bray Wyatt's wife was a part of that little dancing group. You see what I'm saying? That's like 2007, 2008. That's almost 20 years ago. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys, they started early with the company. You know what I mean? So these guys been there for a mighty long time. Like, because we have to remember before when Roman came, the twins was already in there. They was already rocking tag team champions and things like that. They was coming out with the war paint, doing the Samoan fighting thing and all of that. Then Roman came with the shield and all of that. But they was already rocking. And the first thing they went to go beat up Cena. That's what I said. Only it's a handful of people that was there when Cena began, so it's something totally different. But you know, when you've been watching this as long as I have, it's like I said, it's crazy. I remember when John Cena came out the first match, Kurt Angle, and because it's like around that time, Brock was on his way out, Stone Cold was in and out, decided to be coming back, all of those things, and then then John Cena came. Then that's when JBL and uh, Eddie Guerrero and them was making themselves relevant. Batista, all those dudes were doing what they needed to do back then. So it's something totally different. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. So, but like I said, that was like the mid 2000s, right? 2005, 6, 7, 8. Edge was like just getting the reins and shit like that. So it was like something totally different back then. But to see your man get ready to retire in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because after this week, December's Monday. December 1st is Monday, so it's like, wow, that's crazy. So it's like super crazy about that. So it's like I said, 23 years, 23 years. Like I said, even Randy Orton was like a baby face back then. Cody Rhodes was just starting back then at that time. Him, Ted DiBiase, and it was a third person over there. I can't remember who it was. Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase. It was a third. It'll come to me later. And they was fighting with like Shawn Michaels and Triple H and that. That was way back then. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it's been a long time coming for John Cena. He been rocking, but he like, yo, I'm ready to step down. I still got a little bit of energy in me. I need this for my other career now. I ain't gotta take all the bumps and bruises. I can have a stunt man. I ain't gotta jump off a bridge and take that bump. That's why we was talking we was talking Friday, like those slams and those moves are they it takes their toll on a bunch of people. That's why you only got a certain few that still look good. You know what I mean? Stone Cold, he alright, but the Undertaker, he's walking around like he good. Yeah, and that's why to me he's the greatest, and that's why at the end I wouldn't want him to lose, but I could see him losing that last match too. He's unselfish, even to where what they did to him at what match was that when when Brock Lesnar came and whooped him and did what he did to him in like 2.5 seconds. That was a couple of months ago. That was September, I think. I'm afraid, like, I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch, and that's what the hell Brock did. He just slammed him, power slammed him, F5'd him. That was it. I don't want to see him lose the Dom. I don't. The crazy part about that is if we making Dom to be that guy, he very well may lose to him, right? Just so he can say, "Look, I'm double champ again. I beat the greatest of all time." He might try to say he a legend killer. I beat my deadbeat daddy. He might say all this. Yeah, my dad. He be like, "I beat my dad. I'm better than my deadbeat daddy, my so-called daddy." I'm like, yo, he Dom be crazy. But they are building him up to be a very unique person. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens either, right? I just, like I said, I don't know how they're gonna do it, and John might, yeah, fuck it, I did what I needed to do. Let me give him the belt back. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of that is about the decision making behind the scene to where they come up with that idea. You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because they doing that, it won't be shocking if he decides to yo, y'all pushing them. I rock with y'all. Since it's my last couple matches, I just wanted to be Triple Crown. Let's give it back to him now. Let him live. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So it's so, like I said, it's so many ways to view this. This is, you know what I mean. This is in all honesty, this is like a man soap opera, right? Because you got the action, you got the storyline, you got people actually, things that happen impromptu. Like I said, the night, you know, hopefully Penta gets well soon, but that was, nobody. That's not in the script for him to tear his shoulder out like that. You know what I mean? You got all of these things occurring at one time. This is a soap opera for us, for me anyway, and it's been that way for a long time. Like I said, damn, is Hulk Hogan really gonna beat Andre the Giant? Who the hell is ever gonna beat the Undertaker? He coming in with a record. Who's gonna beat Goldberg? Goldberg like 173-0 and all that old. Who's gonna infiltrate whose show first? Is WWF gonna infiltrate Monday Nitro? They gonna infiltrate Monday Night Raw? No, see, it was so many different ways to view this thing. Then you got, okay, well, who's gonna win, The Rock or Stone Cold? Who's gonna win the Invasion? And TNA, not TNA, ECW or WWF? Who's gonna stop the Undertaker's undefeated streak? You see what I'm saying? It's our soap opera, right? We ain't, now don't get me wrong, we had some girls in there, the bras and the panty matches and Sable, and then we had Lita being a tomboyish, trying to be cute, fighting people like Mickey James and Trish Stratus, and even Stephanie McMahon got her hands in there a little bit, China trying to do what nobody else was doing, fighting dudes and winning the Intercontinental belt, beating Jeff Jarrett and all of those things. Like I said, I've been watching. Like for me, I was like tiny, right? I go fat. I go when Iron Sheik beat up Bob Backlund. That's how far back I go with this stuff. Going to the garden, sitting in the top rafter, the top row, like, damn, we really here watching wrestling, huh? Andre the Giant beating up Big John Studd, cutting Big John Studd, like all of that. Like I said, what I'm telling you, all of that, right? So for me, it just be like I've seen the difference. I've seen the difference between Vince McMahon and now this new regime, right? Like you could see the difference, right? Earlier we was beefing about all the triple threat matches. There was no triple threat match with Vince McMahon. You either gonna go with this shit or you're fired. Even Vince McMahon winning the belt, like it's just, yeah, it's so many different things, and that's just like for us in real life, right? We go through the adjustments, right? We went from Well, I went from Atari to from Coleco to Atari to Nintendo, Genesis, PlayStation. Like I go through all of those different things, right? Like, damn, I gotta keep up with the adjustments, and that's what I was saying about like AEW and all those, because I ain't pay attention to none of that. I don't have a clue about nothing. Now what they got, PS5s and Xbox, what is it? Xbox X, whatever the hell it loves this. I only remember the Sega Genesis and the original Xbox. Xbox, what was that? Xbox, then Xbox 360. I think that's the last one I remember. That was like 15 years ago. Stop following that. Look, they got a Xbox X, S, and a U, and a, I don't know none of this stuff, but that's just the way it goes because we're getting older. We seeing the difference, right? Like now we was cheering for John Cena. Now we want people like Carmelo Hayes and Montez Ford to break the cycle because at the end of the day we ain't seen a black championships. Kofi. No, I'm lying. We did. We saw Big E win the belt real quick. You see what I'm saying? But every time they get the belt, it's like real quick they get rid of them. Something happens, they lose the belt to whomever. You know what I mean? And they wasn't as well. Kofi was agile, but Kofi's not as agile. I don't think Kofi was as agile as somebody like Montez or Carp. Well, Montez especially. They would be on the same level back in the days, but it's different now. We want to see the young guy because there's no, like I said, Roman's not really there. Punk is on his way out. Seth is on his way out. We know John Cena's on. Cody get ready to get up out of there. So who is going to be the future for the men's side? The women is going. Like I said, the women they got that sold up, right? You got Julia, you got Roxanne Perez, you got now they bringing Lash Legend up there. What's the other girl name on SmackDown? She just lost the belt. Julia. You got Julia, so they start to move people up there, and then I'm waiting to see Jada Parker get up there and see what she can do. Things like that. You still want like because Naomi's on. Like I said, Naomi's been there forever, so she getting ready to get up out of there. Charlotte's been there too for a long period of time. Bianca's starting to get injury prone, so we don't know how long she's gonna do it. Right? I'm like I said, they probably gonna do something with. Look, they talking about Maxine Dupree tonight. You need to call Natalia. Natalia's super old. They might do with her what they did with Nikki Bella. Might try to make her turn against. You know what I mean? Like y'all trying to pull these names out. Now you got to rock with these new kids. You gotta let these new kids. You gotta have faith in these new kids that they can hold it down for a minute till you find that one. Rhea Ripley. You know what I mean? They not even pushing Rhea Ripley like that no more. But she don't need a belt. So she there. She's like the Andre the Giant situation. Andre the Giant never won the belt. Big Show never won the belt. I mean, he did win the belt. I take that back. But they were so few in between. Like y'all just show up, people gonna cheer for you anyway. So for the most part, but that's the thing. She stuck. She ain't really stick. She just came back. Like she was gone for like a good 5 years. Because the joke, like I haven't seen her since she left John Cena alone. That's how far she been gone. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that she came back, it's like they trying to groom these young girls with these older people. Nah, just let them wrestle. You got enough older people there. You got a Bailey there. You got a Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's still there. You know what I'm saying? Like you got these older ones that's been there for a while. Even Candice LeRae, like she's super old, but she's been wrestling for a very long time. You know what I mean? You don't have to bring like the people from the 2000s, like Trish Stratus, 25 years ago. I was talking about her last year. That's 25 years. There ain't no great. We don't need Great Moolah situation no more. Great Moolah wrestling for 40 years. Y'all don't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's the funny part. Now they reporting this is her last thing. So even if she do lose on Saturday, this might be it. But she might try to stay around. You know what I mean? They say they ain't coming back after that, but they be coming back still. You know what I mean? Like they are wilding, but hey, this is what they do. You know what I'm saying? But it's something totally different. But that's why, like I said, I try to stay up with a lot of it. Like I said, I could stay up with NXT, I could stay up with TNA, I stay up with it. Like I understand where they're going with it. Like even though I don't understand this particular segment right now, I know the players. I know why they. I know why Drew McIntyre is beefing with Cody Rhodes. Uh, I know why John Roman Reigns is mad at CM Punk. You see what I'm saying? I understand those. I know why he's upset with Cody Rhodes. Right? Those are storylines I follow. Even when Roman Reigns is not like wrestling every week, you know why he beefing with those dudes. It's like, yo, I lost to you. I ain't been the same, Cody Rhodes. I came back. I tried to beat them up. You took my wise man, CM Punk. So I understand that. Like even with Jay, like, yo, I had to get away from Roman because I needed to see if I could do this myself. Like you could understand that. How many of us in real life is like, yo, I need to branch off so see if I can succeed by myself. So that's understandable. You know what I mean? It's just like the WWE storyline is more presentable to people like us, right? Like look at Jimmy. Jimmy, like, yo, I'm struggling. I can't get my identity. I only know him for rocking with my brother. Now that I'm by myself, I'm out here struggling, right? How many of us have done that before? You see what I'm saying? It's the storylines is more relatable to people around me or people like me. You know what I mean? It's not really a race situation. It's like, yo, I was rocking with my brother, then my brother went and did his own thing. Now I'm struggling. Now my brother might be winning the championship, but I'm over here struggling, trying to find my identity. Then we've been around a bunch of family. We go to war, we fight, then we start beefing with each other. We break up. That's the bloodline. See what I'm saying? All of these things are relatable. This is what keeps me coming back to SmackDown and things like that. Um, you know what I mean? It's just something that's like very undescript. It's very familiar. The storyline is familiar, right? So I can just tune in like, damn, all right, let me see what's happening. Okay, Jacob is mad at these people because he dipped off. He ain't let me know what was going on. It was just me and Cuzzo. Now you want to come back like nothing never happened. You didn't leave us out here stranded. I'm ready to snuff you. You want my belt. Like, nah, you want my title. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that is relatable to people like us because we all seen it. We all seen it. Some of us even experienced it. You know what I'm saying? So it's understandable why we do things like that. So, but like I said, we'll get back to all of that on Friday. The SmackDown side of it, the and we'll predict the Royal Rumble winners on Friday. Besides that, you know what I mean? We had a football game tonight in San Francisco. Uh, we had the 49ers defeat the oh, I ain't even reset that. I'm tripping. Yeah, the 49ers defeat the Carolina Panthers 20-9. The 49ers go to 8-4, and the Panthers go to 6-6. So they did not take advantage of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers loss. They're still in second place in their division. Let me get down to that real quick. As you can see right here, the Bucks is still a half game behind. But now we can check out the actual playoff situation now, because those games are final, and we see that the 49ers jump to the 7th seed because of that win tonight, and the Panthers go all the way down to 9th. So that's the final head into week 13, which starts Thursday. But as you can see, the 49ers have the final spot. The Packers are on 6th seed. The Seahawks are 5. The Bucks are the NFC South leaders. The Bears are the NFC North leaders. That's why they're 3. The Eagles are the NFC East leaders. That's why they're 2. And the Rams are number 1. Nothing has changed from yesterday because of that. Patriots still in first place. The Broncos are the 2nd seed. The Colts are 3rd seed. Baltimore is the 4th seed. The wild card people would be the Chargers, the Jaguars, and the Bills. So none of that has changed. Um, I will personally put the picks of the week up tomorrow. I already have it out. I already started my picks, but while I'll just tell you what's going on with who I got so far. We know that Thursday the Packers and Lions will play, the Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs will play, and the Bengals and the Ravens will play. I will pick. Wow, I'm gonna pick the Lions because they trying to get back in this position. And it's not because my co-host, my 33 brother team. I just think that the Lions is trying to actually get back to where they could be near first place. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs over the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys could do it 2 weeks in a row. I'm gonna pick the Ravens over the Bengals. I'm gonna pick. Wow, this is tough. The Eagles and Bears will be on the Black Friday game. I'm going to pick. I'm gonna pick the. I'm gonna pick the Eagles. I don't think the Bears could win. I don't think the Bears could win again as they have been winning. Even though the Eagles are struggling, I'm gonna go with them. The Sunday games, I'm gonna pick the 49ers. I'm gonna pick the Jets. I know y'all gonna kill me, but I'm picking the Jets over the Falcons, even though I don't know why. I just think the Jets just do dumb things. They're supposed to be trying to get a higher seed in the draft, but they do stupid stuff like win games they ain't supposed to. I'm gonna pick the Rams over the Panthers. I'm gonna pick the Jaguars over the Texans because they got Kansas City and them breathing down. They back. I don't know if CJ Stroud is playing, but I'm gonna go with the Colts because I don't know if CJ Stroud is playing. If CJ Stroud was playing, I might have picked the Texans. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins over the Saints. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks over the Vikings. The Chargers over the Raiders. I'm gonna go with Buffalo over Pittsburgh. I'm gonna say this here. I think I think the Steelers is getting ready to go in reverse, and I think the Ravens are going to run away with the division in the next couple of weeks. I'm picking the Broncos over the Commanders, and of course, I'm picking the Patriots over the uh, the Giants. That's the Monday night game. But we got 4 games ahead of us for 4 games in the next few days. 3 on Thanksgiving, and one at on Black Friday. So we just went over the scores or week 13. So now we're just gonna touch on the NBA real quick tonight. Uh in Toronto, the Raptors 110, Cleveland 99. In Indiana, the Detroit Pistons 122. The Pacers 117. Detroit has won 13 games in a row. Shout out to the Pistons. They're cooking right now. Uh in Brooklyn, uh the Knicks defeated the Nets 113 to 100. In Miami, the Heat defeated the Mavs 106 102. In Memphis, the Nuggets defeated the Grizzlies 125 to 115. Uh, in Milwaukee, the Trailblazers 115, the Milwaukee Bucks 103. Let me make sure these games. Let me refresh. Make sure these games are official because there was a couple games going while we was on talking about what happened tonight on wrestling. Uh, in New Orleans, the Pelicans 143, the Bulls 130. In Phoenix, the Rockets 114, the Suns 92. In uh, San Fran, the Golden State Warriors 134, Utah 117, and in overtime in Sacramento, the Sacramento Kings 117, and the Timberwolves 112. So those are the finals of tonight's basketball game. All the scores in And the recap tonight was brought to you by the 9%, where a better you is a better us. Uh, but I appreciate everybody coming through tonight. You guys stay tuned for Friday. I'll be back to have the conversation. We'll talk about all four of those games that happens on Thanksgiving. I think there's going to be a couple NBA games that Friday night on Black Friday. Uh, we'll talk about SmackDown, of course. And, if I don't happen to come on Thursday, as far as the sports side of a thing, I want to wish everybody a happy holiday, happy holidays. You guys enjoy your family and loved ones. Even if you don't celebrate the holiday, celebrate your family. Celebrate, get down. Commander, how you been? What up, Nine? You guys enjoy your time with your family and friends and loved ones. Um, like I said, it's been a lot. A lot has been happening in the world itself. You know what I mean? Some people are losing family members like it's nothing. We see the situations going on with you know parents and kids going through situations. And you got the day off, Commander. That's what's up. I'm glad. I'm glad somebody getting to enjoy themselves somewhere because people. I think the fact that we are all working so hard to make ends meet and make sure we got roofs over our head and the light bills is on and all of these things happen. Like I know I'm tripping now. I'm watching the World Sports Leader and they got WWE Raw highlights on. I'm on I'm on that Disney Channel, but I forgot they rock together. So but anyway, it's just time for us to, just sit back and be thankful that we have our family members and people, that still love us for whatever reason, even if we fall short, hopefully they'll be there to pick us up. You know what I mean? Things like that, even if they're not uh related to you. Family just means you are familiar with who you have around you. That's the thing. You know what I mean? So I just think it's time for us to just enjoy ourselves and enjoy your days off with your family. Yo, let me explain something to you. Shout out to this young lady right here, right? We know life is lifing for her. She has a family of her own. But I tell people all the time, sometimes when you do these type of things on these type of apps, you get attached to people. People say that you can't make friends and you can't build a community or a family or people that's familiar to you. This young lady has been nothing but humble, kind, and generous with her time, with not just me, but with Word, Tay, BDB, the 9%, and totality. You know what I mean? So we do understand that she has a life outside of this, but she is family to us, or she's family to me. So I don't have a problem saying we miss her, but at the same time we know she doing what she needs to do. So shout out to Commander. You know what I mean? Shout out to Commander. Shout out to Realist too, because Realist, like I said, for me personally, he's been day one. But I'm gonna do all. I think I might pop up on the alter ego side, and just to say why I'm thankful for a lot of people. You understand? Like, I'm really thankful to a lot of people, but I'd rather do that just in case people don't celebrate the Turkey Day. I'll do that on the alter ego channel. I do that on Bust It Down side, because I try to keep it where sports is at. But even with this particular thing, she's been rocking with us from day one. Like, she used to pick some games and things. Like, she tells us, don't pick the Raiders. Don't you ever pick the Raiders. And true to form, she's been right. She's been right 9 times this year. Don't pick the Raiders. And every time I don't pick the Raiders, they sure enough lose. So she has a hand in some of my picks too. But that's why when you can have that ear to hear what's going on, you can hear her say, "Yo, go about it this way. Don't pick that team. That team ain't looking too good. This, down the third." You know what I mean? It's so refreshing. You know what I mean? Especially when you've been on other sites and other avenues on this Red app, YouTube, and you see so many people. They say they friends, but as soon as something happens, they tear each other apart. They doxing and doing all that other stuff. But over here, we had the conversations about sports. We had a conversation about entertainment. We talk about life. We talk about everything. There's no bad blood, no hostile conversations, no trying to humiliate people. But we try to stay humble in our conversations. Okay, my team might stink. They tell me better luck next year. I don't believe them because I just know my team. But they try to uplift you even in the sports world. Maybe the Jets could do better. Maybe this is the year for the Knicks. They tell me things like that, right? But when you have people like that around you, you have nothing but the opportunity just to be thankful that people are sitting there listening to you ramble and have these type of conversations, even though your team ain't worth a damn. Even when we talking about wrestling, like, we just had a whole hour and a half conversation about wrestling. They sat here, they listened, they put their input in. We throwing ideas out there. Maybe this will happen, maybe that'll happen, right? But when we say a better you is a better us, that's the 9%, and that's who brought this channel into existence. So when that happens, right, you have no choice but to be thankful for people like these guys here, Commander or Realist, Word, even though he's in the raptures over there. You know what I mean? You have no choice but to be thankful for those guys. But like I said, in due time, I'll have that. I'll try to pop up on Thursday on the Alter Ego side, bust it down, and really show why I'm thankful and be there for those people that may not have that family to say Happy Turkey Day or spend it with some people like that. You know what I mean? So we'll pull back up with that anyway. But I do appreciate everybody pulling through. Uh like I said, we'll be back Friday to have those conversations about the sports and entertainment side. Like I said, there's a lot to talk about. Got 3 NFL games Thursday, Black Friday game Friday. We got the NBA still cooking the rest of the week. We got the predictions of Survivor Series / War Game happening Friday. All of that is coming to you Friday, 11:30. Hope to see you guys there. Like I said, enjoy yourselves with your family, your relatives, the people that you call family. That's really familiar with you, because that's what family really is. It's just nothing but people that's familiar with you. Relatives are relatives. Family could be people you rock with all the time. So you know what I mean. Sit down, have a festive Thursday. Enjoy the company. If you go into their house, enjoy the company. If they come into their house, be appreciative that somebody's rocking with you on that day. And for those of you that don't, like I said, hopefully I can do something just to lift your spirits, like you ain't alone. But we'll figure that out. Coming through on a Thursday. So with that being said, from the Channel 9 studio, this is Mr. 33 signing off. I'll see you guys on the, what is that, the 29th. I'll see you guys then.